We talk a lot about mega projects on this channel, but what about the failed ones? You'll be surprised to know how much money humans have absolutely wasted when it comes to constructing things that are never even made public. Imagine laying out the $2 billion master plan just to find it getting trashed because of peak difficulties. So, in this video, we'll cover 5 mega projects that could shape the world differently but never really made it. Watch till number 1 because we have the biggest surprise for you. Before starting the video, subscribe to our channel if you like unique construction analysis videos like these. Imagine opening up a €1 billion massive revolutionary airport just to get overthrown by debt and bankruptcy. That's exactly what happened to the Ciudad Real International Airport from Spain. CQM was a mega project in Spain that cost over €1 billion and was built to open in 2009, only to be closed quite instantly. The airline was supposed to be a major hub for all low-cost airlines with a capacity to handle a whopping 10 million passengers per year. But what happened? Well, much like many other airports in the world, CQM miserably failed to attract enough air traffic and was finally closed in 2012, just 3 years after opening. The plans for Ciudad Real International Airport were revolutionary. It was to be one of the largest and most modern airports in Europe, with a state-of-the-art terminal and a runway that was long enough to accommodate the largest commercial aircraft. The airport was also located in a strategic location between Madrid and Seville and was well connected to major highways and railways. However, a number of factors contributed to the failure of Ciudad Real International Airport. One of the biggest problems was the airport's remote location. It was located over 200 kilometers from Madrid, and there was no public transportation directly to the airport. The airport was built on the back of a housing bubble and a booming economy, but it quickly became a financial liability, which ultimately became the reason for its demise. But the CQM Airport is nothing compared to the Dubai Creek Tower. It was a project planned to be the tallest man-made structure in the world, with over 1,300 feet of height and encompassing 433,000 square meters. But wait till you hear the official numbers. The plan for the Dubai Creek Tower was revolutionary. The tower was also planned to have a number of revolutionary features, including a rotating observation deck, a vertical park, and a hotel that would be suspended from the tower's central core. With an estimated $1 billion cost to build, Emaar Properties couldn't hold that level of financial liability for a tower that might not even succeed. Another problem was the technical challenges involved in building such a tall and complex structure. Engineers were concerned about the stability of the tower in high winds and earthquakes. But these are just some of the reasons why the tower failed, and the main reason might surprise you. You see, in the late 2010s, the global real estate market declined, making it nearly impossible for Emaar Properties to sell the office and residential space that would be built right in that tower. The failure of Dubai Creek Tower is a reminder of the risks associated with mega projects. Such projects are often complex and expensive, and they can be vulnerable to changes in the economic and political landscape. But wait till you hear the next one. Interstate H3 Highway, also known as the Haleakala Highway, is a 20.5-mile or 33-kilometer freeway on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. It connects the Kaneohe area on the windward coast to the Waipahu area on the leeward coast, passing through the Ko'olau Mountains in the process. H3 is the only interstate highway in Hawaii, and it is one of the most expensive highways ever built on a per-mile basis. H3 was originally conceived in the 1960s as a way to improve transportation between the windward and leeward coasts of Oahu. At the time, the only way to travel between the two coasts was via Kamehameha Highway, which is a winding and often congested road. H3 was designed to be a high-speed highway that would reduce travel times between the two coasts by up to 50%. Despite its revolutionary plans, H3 has failed to meet expectations. The highway has not attracted as much traffic as expected and has been criticized for its high cost and environmental impact. One of the main reasons for H3's failure is its remote location. The highway does not connect directly to downtown Honolulu, and it is inconvenient for many people to access. Additionally, H3 is a toll highway, which further discourages people from using it. Another reason for H3's failure is the fact that it was built during a time of economic recession. As a result, there was less demand for travel between the windward and leeward coasts of Oahu. But what about the cost? Well, the project had $1.3 billion to build, and all went down the drain after the massive flop of the highway, which was super expensive for the developers. We've talked about everything in the vicinity of $1 billion or $2 billion, but what about a failed mega project that would have cost around $100 billion? Forest City is a major project in Malaysia that was planned to be a sustainable, eco-friendly city built on 4 reclaimed islands off the coast of Johor. The project was announced in 2014 and was expected to be completed by 2035. However, construction has stalled in recent years, and the project is now largely abandoned. There are a number of reasons why Forest City failed. One of the biggest problems was the project's high cost. The project was estimated to cost over $100 billion to build, and this was a significant financial burden on the developer, Country Garden Holdings. Another problem was the project's location. Forest City was built on reclaimed land, which is more susceptible to erosion and sea level rise. Additionally, the project was located in a remote area, which made it difficult to attract residents and businesses. Finally, the project was plagued by controversy from the start. There were concerns about the environmental impact of the project, as well as allegations of corruption. Forest City was designed to be a revolutionary city. It was planned to be a self-sustaining community with its own power plant, water desalination plant, and waste management system. The city was also planned to be a major tourist destination with a number of unique attractions, such as a tropical rainforest, a theme park, and a golf course. And it's an absolute shame that a tourist attraction like that couldn't really make it. The USA is home to some of the biggest successful and failed mega projects at the same time. The Superconducting Super Collider, or SSC, was a mega project in the United States that was planned to be the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator. However, the project was canceled by the U.S. Congress in 1993 after only 22.5 kilometers or 14 miles of tunnel had been bored and almost $2 billion spent. Imagine spending over $2 billion just to put all of it into the trash. There are a number of reasons why the SSC failed. One of the biggest problems was the high cost of the project. The SSC was estimated to cost over $10 billion to build, and this was a significant financial burden for the U.S. government. Another problem was the project's management. The SSC was managed by a consortium of universities and research laboratories, but there was a lack of coordination between the different groups. This led to delays and cost overruns. Finally, the SSC faced opposition from the public and from members of Congress. Some people were concerned about the environmental impact of the project, while others were concerned about the cost of the project. Additionally, some members of Congress argued that the SSC was not a priority for the U.S. government. Despite its failure, the SSC left a lasting legacy. The project helped to develop new technologies in superconducting magnets and cryogenics, and it trained a generation of scientists and engineers who have gone on to work on other important scientific projects. So, not everything is negative, despite billions of dollars being wasted. Failed megaprojects are a cautionary tale about the risks of ambitious and expensive infrastructure projects. Such projects are often complex and difficult to manage, and they can be vulnerable to small changes existing in our world. Whether it's an economic crisis or another pandemic, there are risks involved. Despite the risks, mega projects can still be successful. However, it is important to carefully consider all of the risks before embarking on such a project. It is also important to have a strong management team in place to ensure that the project has the support of the government and the public. So what about you? Which project do you think is the biggest failed mega project to ever hit the planet? Let us know in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are interested in more mega projects from around the world.